Jadon Sancho, a.k.a. Jadon Sandwich, the Chelsea player, is all over the socials hating on Manchester United via Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford going to Aston Villa, and he's commenting on all his posts, freedom. Jadon Sancho hands up freedom, basically saying, you know what? We get it, Jadon. You didn't like United. Like, now he's really laying on thick. Like, he's obviously playing at Chelsea, not doing incredibly well. They're going to have to buy him at the end of the season, given they're going to finish above whatever the minimum bar, 14th or something like that in his contract. Really doesn't like Manchester United, and he's letting everybody know. Maybe this tells you something about Jadon Sancho.
Pretty happy about this deal. NES has gotten a lot wrong. I think this deal will be a good deal at the end of the day. £25 million, a lot of wages moved off the book, and a player that I think lacked motivation. You know, I think this...
You're referencing Sancho, right?
Sancho.
Yeah.
Because, like,
okay. I just want to...
There's a deal at the end of this summer. Like,
well, they're both on loan in similar deals.
No, but this is turning into an actual deal. Like you said, as long as they finish above 14th place, I think it's £24 million and change. And they get Jadon Sancho, which is great for us. I wish he wasn't doing this. I don't like when like players are dragging us in public. We've seen this before, right? Alexis Sanchez, he didn't like us. Angel Di Maria, he didn't like us. Like, we have a tendency, we bring in these overpaid players, and sometimes, you know.
But wouldn't he just not like Ten Hag? Because it's like, I get him having beef with Ten Hag, but the idea that he hates United as a club, it doesn't really... From what I recall, he took like 6 months off, and we let him go train in the Netherlands, and then he came back and like, you know, played FIFA and like slated the manager on Twitter, and then like we dealt him to Chelsea. And you think at a certain point you just kind of let sleeping dogs lie. But every time Rashford posts on social media, Jadon Sancho is right there with some sort of like freedom. He did one before this post as well. What's really interesting about this is actually Rashford's camp have come out and say sources close to Marcus Rashford indicate he does not appreciate being dragged into Jadon Sancho's tensions with Manchester United. Rashford does want to stay on good terms with the club because he doesn't have that permanent deal out. And Sancho, you know, strikes me as the type of guy to just drag you into the mud without asking, because that's just the type of guy he seems like. But obviously, Rashford, Sancho, I think, was it post Euros when they both missed the penalties against Italy in the final? They were on the jet with the rapper partying, sir. They came back, didn't really play well, you know. So they do go back. They are boys, but Sancho seems like a bad egg.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. We've had a bad track record with certain players. I think Rashford, I hope it's more of the like, I'm an academy lad and I don't need to do that. Like, I'm in a place in my career where even if it doesn't work out the way I wanted it to, I don't need to drag a club to make myself feel better. With Jadon Sancho, like, he knows the deal's going through public, and also like if he was banging in a goal and assist every game or even every other game, I also don't think he'd be trolling United. So I think this is because he's insecure about his own game, but at the same time, you know, Marcus Rashford's coming back to United most likely, unless he like goes on a tear at Aston Villa. So we're going to still be in the situation where he wants to keep it in good graces.
Was it £45 million buyout with Rashford, but it's not mandatory?
It's an option.
Yeah, just like Sancho is more of a mandatory deal. Look, I think these guys are young. You know, you come up in the game. You know, I could only imagine if I got that type of money at that age. You know, the dumb things I would do.
Dumb shit in my early 20s.
And socials weren't really as crazy as they are now, obviously, but Jadon Sancho clearly doesn't listen to his PR team or anyone at Chelsea and just likes trolling Manchester United. So I think it means that Ineos did do a good deal in getting rid of him. And look, enjoy this one. Chelsea seems like a good fit for you. But it's interesting seeing Rashford being a little more conflicted, or at least his team is saying that he is. So, look, I don't think that Manchester United is not great. Definitely have contributed, haven't helped these two, I guess, in some way. There's a lot of like chopping and changing managers for young players doesn't help. But at the end of the day, like, to make United out to be the problem why Jadon Sancho's career has gone sideways, I don't think that's necessarily fair. Neither with Marcus Rashford. You know, I think they need to look in the mirror versus just trolling us on socials. So Let us know what you think in the comments below. Jadon Sancho having a laugh at Manchester United. Should we care? Who's going to get the last laugh? Also, please like and subscribe to the channel. Only 30% of people who actually watch our videos subscribe. Do it. It's free. Helps us with the algorithm. Helps us get found by other Muppets such like yourself. And we'll see you in the next video.